guys, it's going to be a pretty exciting day today because I'll be reselling this chair that I've had for the past 2 years, and we'll be replacing it with a new chair that will be arriving later today. So the chair that I've had for the past 2 years is the Steelcase Leap V2. It has a bunch of adjustment functionality, which is the reason why I went with this. So as you can see here, the arm adjustments are pretty fluid. You can raise them up and down, pull them in towards you or away from you. It has the standard height adjustment. It also has tilt adjustments on the side. So you can tilt all the way down or adjust it to be straight up. So what I really enjoyed about this chair is that you can change the seat depth. So there's a lever here for you to pull it in more or pull the seat out more. And that really changes the game to the chair I had before to this chair. So yeah, this chair has a lot of functionality that other chairs don't, but I realized after sitting on this chair for long hours at a time, my hip flexors really started getting tight and it became really uncomfortable for me to sit down for long hours. And I figured maybe the cushion on this chair was a little bit too soft for me, which made me engage my hip flexors and ultimately, made my hips a little bit sore. So another reason why I'm switching out this chair and getting a new chair is because the company that I work for is giving out a $250 stipend for remote employees after their 3-year mark. And so now that I've hit my 3-year mark, I decided to spend on a better chair that may be better for me. So I don't know if you guys can see here, but it's coming between 11:55 and 1:55. I got to get some work done today, but stay tuned for the unboxing.
So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet, keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Daisies keep again.
So today I'm working on adding integration tests to make sure that the feature or whatever you're writing works as intended. And I feel like it's always a pain writing integration tests because you have to make sure the environment is set up correctly. That includes, the setup, the teardown of the environment. Also, another pain point writing integration tests is how slow it is. Setting up the environment, running the test, and then tearing down the environment. And in my experience, it takes a lot of time just to run those integration tests. But I do think integration tests are pretty valuable and worth the effort because they provide assurance that what you're working on actually works. So yeah, today's work won't be as glamorous as, I'm just writing tests. I'm not really building anything significant. So, yep. Okay, so finally arrived. I'm about to sell my old chair first, and then we can get to unboxing what I got here. Okay, so that really surprised me that the chair already came out pre-built. I'm just gonna clean it up and then bring it upstairs. This is the Herman Miller Embody, and I chose this chair because lots of people online have gave really good reviews on this chair. And one thing unique about this chair is that it has an exoskeleton back area. This is supposed to represent the spine, and then this area is supposed to be the ribs. So they made it this way to help conform to your back and also give you some flexibility if you want to lean back. But yeah, I'm overall pretty satisfied with this. It has adjustable arms, it has adjustable seat depth, it has the adjustable tilt as well. But yeah, a lot more comfortable compared to my other chair. But I do want to note that this chair comes at a steep price tag. I think it's currently selling for $1,900, but I paid $1,100 with my company discounts. And so that's the reason why I went with this chair, because I wouldn't have had the stomach to like dish out that much money just for a chair. But yeah, I think this is going to be a chair that I'll be using for the next 20 years or so. I also want to try sitting crisscross on the seat and see if it works. Looks like there's enough space. Yeah, works just fine. It's pretty nice. So I do want to mention that even though I'm getting this chair, it's still important to, you know, get up from your desk from time to time and go on walks and stretch and all that. A big reason why I decided to get this chair and switch out from my old chairs, because my old chair gave me a lot more pain when I was sitting, and it was pretty distracting. And sometimes I can only think about the pain rather than the work that I needed to do whenever I was at my desk. So yeah, even though the chair's pretty comfortable and you could probably sit there for hours, but if there's one thing I really learned from working remotely, is that I wasn't getting any movement and that I should actually, you know, get up and move around. And so that still applies even though, you know, I bought this pretty expensive chair. So yeah. So this evening, I'm coming back to make the UI a little bit better and more refined for my personal project. So what I'm building is a Pomodoro application as a Chrome extension, because I found that using Pomodoro as time blocks helps me get stuff done whenever I was studying or trying to finish up things for work. And so I just thought, might as well make something that is more tailored to me and something that will be useful for me down the line. So my first design, when I started building this, I had the interval on one line and then a break on another. And so I just found that it took too much space, and so I just had it on the same line. And now I realize, you know, having this heading as a row takes a little bit too much space, and I kind of like it better if it's more condensed. So what I'm thinking about doing is adding the interval heading here to the left side. Instead of just saying interval 1, I think just having the number 1 here makes a lot more sense, as well as like maybe putting the delete button somewhere else. I'm not too sure. I'll try to work on this and then show you guys what I come up with. Okay, so I was able to do it in less than like half an hour, but as you can see on the left there is the interval number on the same row as the inputs for the interval time and the break time. And then I also added the delete button at the top right, so you can hover over it and click delete. It doesn't look too good, but maybe it's something I can adjust. And in order to have this button at the top right corner here, you have to set the button position to absolute. So if you can see here, this is the delete button CSS. You have to put it to absolute, and then I set the top and the right as -1 rem. And you also want to set the Z index so that it's actually above all the other components. What I did here was set the position to relative so that the button can use the absolute positioning and get the right position relative to, you know, this box here. So yeah, that's an update on the progress of this project. I've been working on this pretty slowly. It's not a high priority for me, but it's also good to see progress being made and having it not be abandoned like a lot of other projects. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.